All right, so buckle up, everyone. We're diving headfirst into the mind-boggling world of the multiverse today.
Yeah, we're talking about a realm where multiple universes might exist. Parallel universes, bubble universes, maybe even a universe for every single mathematical equation out there. Heady stuff.
Absolutely. And you've given me some incredible research and articles to dig into, all trying to figure out, mathematically, could this crazy idea actually be plausible?
And we'll be exploring some of the biggest, most mind-bending theories out there to do that. Quantum mechanics, string theory, inflationary cosmology, the whole shebang.
Sounds intense. But don't worry, everyone listening. We'll break it down step by step, make sure everything makes sense.
Absolutely. The goal is to have fun with this.
Exactly. Okay, so first up, let's jump into the deep end with quantum mechanics. One of these articles you sent me dives into something called the many worlds interpretation. It basically says that every time there's a quantum measurement, reality splits. A new universe is born for each and every possible outcome.
It's wild. You can almost think of it like those choose-your-own-adventure books, but on a cosmic scale. Infinite possibilities, branching out forever.
Infinite universes. Okay, my brain is already starting to hurt.
But the really crazy part is that this interpretation, it's not just pulled out of thin air. It actually comes from the Schrödinger equation.
And that is?
Oh, just one of the most fundamental equations in all of quantum mechanics. It describes how the state of a quantum system changes over time. And the weird thing is, the equation, it allows for multiple states to exist at the same time. So the many worlds interpretation, it takes this idea and runs with it, saying each of these states, they don't just exist theoretically, they each represent a separate, real, actual universe.
Okay, whoa. So not just one reality, but countless realities, all splitting off constantly.
Exactly. Pretty mind-blowing, huh?
It really is. So if there are all these different universes, how come we only seem to experience one? Why don't we see evidence of these other realities?
Well, that's one of the biggest questions that physicists are trying to wrap their heads around. It's hard to reconcile this idea with the fact that we experience a single objective reality, the one we see and feel around us.
Right, right. So it's all very theoretical at this point.
It is. There are other interpretations of quantum mechanics out there, ones that don't involve multiple universes. But the many worlds interpretation, it's definitely a captivating one. Makes you think, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Now, another source you gave me talks about inflationary theory and how that could connect to this whole multiverse idea. So break that down for us, if you would.
Sure. So inflationary theory, it basically describes what happened right after the Big Bang, like in the first fraction of a second. The universe, it expanded incredibly rapidly. I'm talking mind-blowingly fast. And some physicists believe that rapid expansion, it could have created these bubble universes, like little pockets, each with their own unique set of physical laws.
Okay, so instead of just splitting realities, we now have entirely separate universes popping up. So our universe is just one bubble in a giant cosmic foam bath.
That's the idea. And each of these bubbles, they could be drastically different from our own. Imagine a universe where gravity works in reverse, or where time flows backward.
Okay, now my brain is officially melting. But we have to keep going. We have to talk about string theory now. This article you gave me mentioned something called extra dimensions and how they could be linked to multiple universes. What's the deal with that?
All right, string theory. This one's a doozy. It's a really complex framework, but basically it's trying to bring together all the fundamental forces of nature. And one of the coolest things about it is this idea that there are more dimensions than the 3 spatial dimensions we experience.
Hold on. More dimensions. I can barely handle the 3 we have.
Haha, I hear you. But these extra dimensions, they're thought to be curled up, incredibly tiny, like way smaller than anything we can even imagine. And string theory says the way they're curled, that could create an almost infinite number of possible universes.
So you're telling me that tiny curled up dimensions are creating entire universes. This is even wilder than those bubble universes.
I know, right? It's incredible. And they call this the string landscape. It's estimated to have, get this, 10 to the power of 500 possible universes. That's more universes than there are atoms in the entire observable universe.
I can't even, I'm speechless.
Mm.
All right. So we've got quantum mechanics, cosmology, string theory, all suggesting the possibility of a multiverse. Is there anything else out there? Any other mind-blowing theories that hint at multiple universes?
Well, we can't forget the mathematical universe hypothesis, right? This one, it comes from physicist Max Tegmark, and it's pretty radical. He basically says that every mathematically consistent structure, it exists as its own universe.
Hold up. So every equation, every mathematical model has its own universe. Like if you can write it down, it exists somewhere.
Exactly. It's like the ultimate, if you can dream it, it's real kind of thing, but for math.
This is way too much for my brain to handle. All right, before I completely short circuit, I have to ask, can we prove any of this? Like, is there any way to actually see these other universes, interact with them?
Ah, well, there's the rub. Right now, we can't observe or interact with other universes if they even exist. So testing these multiverse theories, it's a huge challenge for physicists.
So it's kind of like we have all these amazing ideas, but we're stuck in our own little bubble.
Yeah, for now it seems that way. But who knows what the future holds, right?
True. So where does that leave us? Is the multiverse just a really cool thought experiment? Or could it be something more?
Well, it definitely raises more questions than it answers. The lack of testability, it's a big hurdle. But even if we can't prove it right now, thinking about the multiverse, it expands our understanding of the universe. It forces us to ask big, mind-blowing questions about reality itself.
I mean, it's a humbling concept, isn't it, to think that everything we know, everything we see, might just be a tiny sliver of something much, much bigger.
Absolutely. And as you keep exploring these ideas, I want you to consider this. If the multiverse is real, what does that mean for our understanding of existence, our identity, our place in this vast, possibly infinite reality?
That's a question that could keep us all thinking for a very long time.
It definitely will. It's a fascinating, humbling, and maybe even a little terrifying idea. But it shows us that the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered.
Well said. This deep dive has been truly mind-expanding. Thanks for taking us on this journey.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.